Yeah? Which one do you want to do? Long day?
Shopping. Let's go shopping.
Okay. Come back before it gets dark. All right, sport?
The familiar voice drifted across the street and drew your attention away from the snail you've been watching inch slowly across the pavement. Cove waited in front of his dad, pushing his green hair back off his face from where the breeze was blowing it over his glasses. He looked to be paying only a mild amount of attention as he was being handed a few slips of green paper. Money?
Whoa, that's my money.
Money. Where's my $20? He reminded you of when you first met Mr. Holden, although he's probably not paying Cove to be friends with himself.
Well,
Cove's dad seemed to be feeling your gaze somehow, or maybe you'd made because a second later his eyes were on you. He waved you over with a smile. He looked happy to see you, but you still felt a little weird for getting caught. You've got to learn how to be more sneaky.
we gotta train.
You brushed your hands together to free them of sand, then jogged over to join the two.
How's it going?
Good to see you again. What excitement are you up to today, Brad?
Eating bread, seeing bread, playing some
Being
snails. Nothing, nothing really. You told the pavement in front of you. It would have been nice to tell them about the snail you found, but you didn't know if they like snails.
Oh, damn.
After you finished answering the question, Mr. Holden's attention returned to Cove, who was preoccupied with folding the bills he had into a tiny rectangle. He has a wallet. Sir, how much money do you have?
Sounds fun.
It does? You weren't sure about that.
You know, Cove was about to hit stores by the beach. Why don't you go with him?
You shrugged. Cove was in the process of making a similar motion. You didn't have anything else to do, and you hadn't been to the store in a few days. Maybe there was something new to look at. Maybe. Is that okay?
I guess.
I was going by myself, but I guess it is. You don't have to. Great. I'm sure you guys will have loads of fun. I hate when parents used to do that. When they'd be like, no, and they'd be like, yeah, no, you're going.
They're like, not your choice.
Go.
Everybody else's choice. Mr. Holden reached into his pocket and pulled out a leather wallet filled with money.
Oh.
You found it odd.
Here.
He leaned in to pass a crisp 10 to Cove, giving him a wink and a whisper. Is this for a date?
Get something for your friend, too. Friend? Sure.
Friend? I
That's
am
my
your
boy.
friend. Cove's dad ruffled his son's hair as he was straightening back up. Bill in his hand still held out towards the green-haired boy.
Take care.
Cove accepted the bill after a second and slipped into his pocket. Then, with one last nod to his dad, he turned and started walking. Leaving me behind!
Bitch.
How rude. You followed after him, intrigued at the possibilities this outing might bring. It's our new shoujo manga.
Oh, it is, honestly.
Cove strayed towards the gentle tide creeping up the sand, and you fell into place beside him. Oh, wow. It was a nice day. The sun was shining, and there weren't many clouds in the sky, though the wind coming off the ocean kept it from being too hot. You took in a deep breath, enjoying the scent of salt and ocean air. When you looked at Cove, he was dragging his feet through the sand, and oh, whoa, I can't read. Through the sand a little, and you slowed down to wait for him. His eyes searched the ground intently. Are you looking for snails?
I love
Why would there be
snails.
snails? Cove looked over at you, wrinkling his nose.
Who would want something like that?
Oh man, I like snails.
I love snails.
You felt the urge to defend the activity you'd been indulging in only a short while ago. A lot of people,
Like me.
and by a lot of people I mean me, I
No
like
way.
looking at snails.
Fuck you, Cove. No way. They're weird, and you can't take them anywhere because they're bugs. You have to leave them alone.
But I don't want to. Cove
You're
chuckled.
sobbing. Snails are my friends, unlike you.
When you wave the eyebrows will never amount to the
You
snails.
literally
I've
have
given
snails on your
company.
face, you freak.
Cove chuckled to himself, and that ended the discussion. He can think of what he wants, and you'll think of your own things.
That's true.
The accompanying sound of the waves filled the silence with pleasant white noise. You played a little game with yourself as you walked along, getting as close to the water as possible without getting wet. It resulted in you having to run up the sand quickly when a wave rushed in more than a few times, and although Cove threw a few glances your way, he didn't say a word. How polite. What do you want to go to the shops for? Yeah.
I need a new sand pail.
Yeah, what happened to your old one?
Killed some snails.
Can I have the snails, please? Give me your snails. You know, Cove.
Give me all your snails, kid.
Hand them over. Hand over your snails.
Don't
Now.
make me get violent.
Cove narrowed his eyes, seeming
Every
to think
snail is just a
deeply for a
slug with a
second.
shell. Crack them open.
Crack them open. Crack open the snails. Wow.
It disappeared.
It disappeared. What? Really? How? How does that happen? Cove ducked his head down, lacing his fingers behind his back. It didn't seem like he was going to continue, so you nudged his arm.
Tell me.
Tell me. How did it happen? Tell me.
Wow.
Cole opened his mouth and shut it again, considering.
I don't want to tell a snail over. I took it to the beach one day.
Uh-huh.
When I got home, it wasn't anywhere.
You left it there? At the beach?
Nope, it wasn't at the beach when I went back.
Then you lost it.
Shut the fuck up. It disappeared.
You lost it.
What about you? What do you do out here? Other than look at snails. There's nothing with snails.
No.
Sandcastles?
Yes, I love sandcastles. I love making them. Last summer, Lizzie and I built one that was as tall as me, and sometimes they have sandcastle building competitions down by the boardwalk.
Well,
That's
you're kind
cool.
of a midget, but cool. I bet you could win.
We're 8 years old. How tall do you expect me to be?
You're only 1 foot tall. It's freaky.
At least I'm taller than Shiloh.
True.
You smiled at Cove. Maybe the two of you would build one together one day.
Oh,
How
and we can live in it.
romantic. Oh my god. Our house at the beach. Once you reached the shopping area, the noise level grew exponentially. Math.
Oh god.
No longer just waves and footsteps, but the chatter of people enjoying a lovely summer day. The call of birds trying to find bits of food left behind, and lots of salespeople trying to get attention. You sniffed the air as you walked beside Cove. You could still smell the ocean, but there were other scents now too. Pizza, pretzels, hot donuts. Can we
I
get
know
everything?
some hot nuts if you know what I'm talking about.
It was nice. It's very nice.
It's not very nice.
No, it is very nice. I love the scent. Pick the first one. The energy surrounding that area seemed to fill you. There was a bounce in your step as you began looking at the familiar sights. There were so many things to do, you didn't know where to begin. You looked at Cove, hoping he was just as excited as you were. I bet you he's not. Cove was glancing from one side of the street to the other with a look in his aquamarine eyes that you couldn't quite work out.
He's having a full-blown panic attack. What's that?
pointed to the large crowd of people gathering near a few tables with large, colorful umbrellas blooming from their middles. A restaurant? You couldn't see past the adults who were blocking the way, but you knew there was something. Oh. Without another word, the two of you hurried over to see what all the commotion was about. Oh,
Feast your eyes on the amazing Alexander.
Wow! We love a magician. In the center of the crowd was a man with a tall hat and a funny green coat that had 3 long tails. 3? There was a little table next to him, a cloth hanging over it that read "The Amazing Alexander" in glittery golden script. Why tell people his name if it's already on a sign?
We're smart.
Cole hummed with understanding, then turned to walk away just as the Amazing Alexander began shuffling a deck of cards.
Well there.
You bit your lip, reluctantly starting to follow after Cole again. You continue looking over your shoulder, however, wanting to see as much as you can before you get too far away. It's a scam. Not watching where you were going proved a bad idea as you bumped right into Cove. Ooh, Shoujo manga vibes. Oh, sorry.
Komenasai?
Komenasai.
Did you want to stay or something?
If that's okay. He briefly lifted his arms up off his sides before returning them to place. Like a penguin.
You could have said so.
With that, it began. The magic man pulled one card out of the deck, showing it to the curious onlookers. It was 4 of diamonds.
Watch closely.
You did, squeezing through a few of the adult onlookers to get a better view.
Move on 8.
Suddenly, the man snapped his fingers and the card just disappeared.
What?
Wow. Wow. I like what you're showing me, Magic Man. The Amazing Alexander, who had earned his title, turned his head and looked directly at you. He reached out with a kind smile.
I'm gonna be just like you. What's this behind your ear?
A coin? Tell me!
Tell me!
Tell me! This had been going somewhere and you needed to find out. He smelled like popcorn and candy while he stepped closer. It was great.
I think this is a predator.
You felt a tug and he pulled the 4 of diamonds out from behind your ear. Wow. You knew that it couldn't really have come from your ear, but you still didn't get how he had done it. There was a light applause from the crowd and the man gave a deep bow.
This is for you.
The magician plucked a pair of balloons from a clump of them tied down up to his table. Both were in the shape of a dolphin instead of being a normal circle. Have you ever seen that?
No.
A dolphin-shaped balloon?
Have you?
No. Can I have one?
And one for your friend too. Thank you for being my assistant.
I like your fancy words, Magic Man.
Hit me with those fancy words, Magic Man. You changed your accent 4 times in those 3 lines of dialogue, but I like it.
Yes. Wow. Amazing. Now you were really grateful he chose you.
I'm so lucky.
After that, he went to someone else in the crowd. How rude.
Good, really good.
Duds.
My uncle does that every time he visits. Not the balloons, the stuff with the cards.
Your uncle is a pedophile. Okay, I got you, Cole.
Yeah, I was just getting distinct pedophile vibes from Mr. Alexander.
Cove spoke plainly while reaching over to take the dolphin that had been designated for him. At least you had a fun time. You saw a magic trick and you got a great balloon. That was more than enough to make it a worthwhile event.
True.
You thought if you could find a card to practice with, maybe you could make it disappear too. The crowd started to clear some, and you noticed a side You noticed to the side there was a whole rack of brightly colored kaleidoscopes on display. Ooh.
Do you want to make a decision in the next episode?
Sure. What should we pick? Magic 8 Ball or Kaleidoscope?
We're gonna figure it out next time.
Alright. See you guys in episode Quattro.
Hopefully Cove will start to like us.
Hopefully, this tiny 8-year-old.
We're gonna get him.